Some people don't realize that things have shifted. Do you all ever feel like you're living a program? Do you feel like the system, in a way, influenced most of your decisions? Like, we know the system told us to go to school, go to college, get a degree, get married, have children, and you better have the children at the right age, too. It's like the life that we're living has been influenced some kind of way. And that's what I want to talk about in this video, because when you get over 40, you start looking at things a lot different. And I just want to talk about how I started awakening and how I see everything different now. And I'm at a park, y'all, so y'all may see some people walking. For me, I'm going to have to be vulnerable right now. I'm a late bloomer. I didn't do a lot of things at the age the system said I should be doing it. I just bloomed late. And I am also a recovering people pleaser because I feel like the system shaped me to be that way too. And I'm going to tell you why. Because when I was growing up, I was told to be quiet a lot. Shut your mouth, stay in your place, don't get out of line. And, you know, I'm not blaming my parents or anything for that, but it's a danger in being quiet because I was never taught effective communication. Nobody ever explained to me why I'm feeling a certain way, or how to speak up for yourself without sounding like you being rebellious. Nobody taught me how to express what I needed without being selfish, because, you know, I always had to be the strong person. I'm the oldest child. I'm a Gen Xer, so you all know how that is. You were taught to handle a lot of things and you had to be strong. And I'm going to tell y'all this, it made me kind of passive aggressive because I did not know how to express myself. And I was saying yes to stuff that I really wanted to say no to. Just being a yes person. I felt like I was, you know, just going in circles, just being used up by people. I didn't know how to set boundaries, and I just get caught up in the stuff all the time. And it just became exhausting trying to please and satisfy everybody, trying to please the system. You know, every weekend, you know, there's somebody getting married, there's a wedding, and you know, the system will show you what everybody else is doing. Oh, they're getting married, they're having children. And you feel like you got to do it too, because if you don't follow that pattern, you feel like you're being left out. And you already know, if you are a woman, your body doesn't produce anymore after a certain age. So you feel like you're being left out and you have to follow the system. And if you did all the steps that the system told you, then that was considered success. So a lot of us Gen Xers and millenniums, we followed the system. But after 40, you start awakening. You start asking deeper questions like, is this my purpose? Is this my calling? Did I choose this because everybody else was doing it? Or am I choosing alignment? And there's a difference when you choose alignment. And y'all know I'm right, because anytime I meet anybody here in Alabama and we start up a conversation, it don't even have to be in Alabama. It can be in California, Detroit, or Philadelphia, or New York. It doesn't matter. People ask you the same questions when they first meet you. Here we go. Are you married? How long have you been married? Do you have any kids? What kind of work do you do? And they don't never ask you questions like, what do you enjoy doing? Oh, what are some of your hobbies? They don't ask you things like that. It's always aligned to what the system has taught us. Because if you haven't gotten married or have this type of degree or title or work at this certain job, then you're not successful in the system's view. Am I right or am I wrong? Y'all let me know. And this is my experience, you all, so don't take it personal in the comments. But a lot of Gen Xers and millenniums, I feel like we have been working over 20 years. We go to that 9 to 5 faithfully. We clock in and sometimes we do the same thing over and over again. Once you get a certain age, you start you just start questioning things like, am I aligned? Am I doing this job because I really want to? Because a lot of us was taught that the longer you stay at a job, the better. Stay for those benefits. Stay for that pension. But nobody ever teaches you to do what your heart feels. It's always what the system wants you to do. Sometimes we just stay stuck in dead end jobs, dead end relationships, just because the system has taught us that way. And just think about it. We are not the people that we were 20 years ago. So what was good back then is not good now. When you start awakening and seeing things differently, seeing some missed opportunities, it makes you question a lot of things. And you know what, y'all? This is why I teach my daughter good communication skills. I like to talk to her and engage with her because I want to know what she's feeling and what's going on in her mind. I don't want her to be a yes person. And I don't want to shut down her voice. So I talk to her all the time. I'm like, how are you feeling? Express to me how you're feeling. And I teach her how to do it without being rebellious and cocking her attitude and stuff. Because I don't want her to be quiet in this world. This is a whole different type of world, and it will swallow you up whole if you don't know how to express yourself and say no to some of the foolish things that go on in this world and in this system. And you know, my awakening came in my early 40s. I was still working my job, going through the motions, but I was transitioning into another stage. My eyes started opening to what's going on in this system. That's why I like to talk about it a lot. But as you get older, it seems like everything is clearer now. I started practicing mindfulness, being very intentional with my time, because I don't think people realize how important time is. We can't afford to let people use us up. We can't continue to do things that's not producing growth inside of us. And something inside of me told me to get up early in the morning at 4:30. And I know it was God speaking to me because I am a believer. And I'm not forcing anybody else to be a believer, but this is my purpose and calling. So I started getting up at 4:30 in the morning, drinking my coffee, meditating. I write down everything. I process my thoughts and my feelings. It's almost like self-therapy. And you know what? The answers will sometimes just come to me because I'm meditating on it and being purposeful. I even write down affirmations for myself. Girl, you know you did a good job today. Girl, you know you did a good job cooking that food today. Girl, you know you played that piano today at church. I do those type of affirmations for myself because the system in the world is not going to build you up. You got to do it yourself. And now I feel much freer. I'm still on a journey now. You don't ever stop going on your journey because some people feel like when they get a certain age, when you get 40 or 50, that you should know better and be in the place that you're supposed to be. But that's not true. You're always going to be evolving. And when I was younger, I wouldn't question anything. I was just loyal, just believed. But now that I'm older, I question everything. I want to make sure I'm not being influenced by anybody. I want to be purpose driven from the voice that's inside of me, not anybody else. Because when I was younger, I was trying to chase all the trends, make sure I look a certain way. I don't do that anymore. That's not satisfying my soul. Even when it comes to working these jobs, I used to want to make sure I fit in with the team. Make sure I'm saying the right things, not offend anybody. But now I speak up for myself. I don't have to know about anybody's business at work. I don't want to hear the tea. I just want to be purposeful. And I just want to be me. That rhymes, don't it? Y'all don't know I used to rap, but it's coming out now. But I'm going to go ahead and go. I'm going to call these my reflection awakening videos that I like to do on the weekends. If it resonates with you all, put some eyeglasses, drop some comments and let me know, and I will continue to do them. If not, we'll just stick to what's going on in the world. But let me know if you all feel like you were persuaded and influenced by the system, by parents, by grandparents. Let me know your thoughts. I'm going to go ahead and walk around this park because it's a beautiful day today, y'all. It's like 71 degrees right now. So I'm going to get me some exercise in because I have gained about 10 pounds and I need to get these 10 pounds off. And y'all might say, well, 10 pounds ain't a lot, but it is when you 5'2". So I need to get this weight off. But that's it, you guys. And I look forward to talking to you all in the comments.